Assalamu alaikum. My name is MD Rahmat Ali and my roll number is 20 PLB09 and my enrollment number is 3072 and this is thematic cartography assignment. In second semester the first topic of thematic cartography is line graph. Line graph is a types in which data are shown with the help of line, which basically connects individual data points, and there are many types of line graphs. First of all, simple line graph. In simple line graph shows only one curve based on elements or a single series of values connected by one line. And simple line graph, some advantage is, first of all, it is easy to draw, and then second one is clear to read and explain this, and easy to track the trend and change. Simple line graphs, some disadvantage is, the first of all, comparison with other element is not possible, and the second one is precision in drawing inessential, and the last and third disadvantage in simple line graph is wide range of data is challenging to present in line graph. Simple line graph, some uses that one time data related to social, economic, political aspects life can be presented through this graph. And simple line graph, some specifications. And for line graph, continuous data series over time is suggested. However, trends analysis, projection, and path analysis can also done with discrete data. Second topic is polygraph. Simple words. Poly means many. Poly means many. Then polygraph consists two or more line graph at a time along x and y axis based on defined time period, data of different pairs or regions. In polygraph, some advantage that we see, in the first of all, it helps to us in comparative analysis of places, and number second is it provides subsurface information at each data point, and the third point is it's easy and compared graphical levels for researchers. In polygraph, we can see some disadvantage. The first is large number of curves may make diagram clumsy. The second is sometimes several graphs will cut and merge with another. And the third is risk or confusion of reading may arise of certain data point. In polygraph, we can see some uses. The polygraph is uses physical, social, human, and economic data of several places on same aspect can be shown through the graph. In the polygraph, we can see some specification of polygraph. The continuous data sets are suggested for these types of line graph. Number third, the topic names is combined line and bar graph. Combined line and bar graph definition is, in this diagram we can data series visualize through line and bar graph. Here continuous data combined with any discrete unit data for some time period of a particular place. A combined line and bar graph some advantage. It helps us in comparison of two different data unit in a single drum, and combined line and bar graph some disadvantages. Data unit along 2y axis may increase potential error. A combined line graph and bar graph, we can see some uses. Combined line and bar graph uses to compare rainfall or temperature data series with any discrete data give better results. Specification: here among two data sets, one should be continuous and another must be discrete data. Next topic is band graph or compound line graph. Introduction: band graph, also known as a line graph or hand graph, in which cumulative score of each comparative strip in between lines. Sometimes its shape looks like a hand because of successive component is being added above one another. Advantage in this: different items of selected the theme can be so over the time. The second advantage of band graph or compound line graph is it helps in comparative study. And disadvantage number one: summing up of different component requires mathematical precision, and the second is use of different shade or color is time taking, which is not legible to all. Band graph or compound line graph uses some economic data related to production, trade, age group, religious, etc. can be so, and the specification in this graph is: graph its own is small data is in continuous from otherwise large discrete data sets project better results to show each banded graph. Next topic is climography in our syllabus. Climography is also known as clamogram. It is a types of line graph in which elements of a place is plotted. It was a Ball who first considered this diagram. Taylor's climograph became popular among cartographers, which shows wet bulb temperature. In climograph, advantage is it shows minor variations in climatic phenomena of a place. The number second is this graph helps us to understand the changing pattern of weather of place. Some disadvantage in climograph is this diagram show only 4 types of climate, but in actual there are other types also. And the others disadvantage of climography is plotting of closed-ended 12-sided diagram may increase the probability of error. Uses of climograph is to understand and explain micro-level climatic pattern and its impact or relation with socio-economic aspects. This graph is useful to researchers and many geographers. The specification of this graph: climograph is a types of line graph. Therefore, data of both elements should be in continuous format. And the next topic is our syllabus is hypergraph. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, the word hither is derived from the two Greek words hither or graphes. So literal meaning of hitherograph is a graph shows information on water and heat. In hitherograph, some advantages: it is easier to draw than climograph because it requires temperature and rainfall data. And disadvantage in this is each point in graph representations a month, so two data elements on single point must curve. And the some uses is to study simple climatic pattern and changing weather of place. This graph is useful, and specification in this graph for both rainfall and temperature data. Continuous data series are suggested. The last topic of our syllabus in second unit is ergograph. Definition in this graph: a group which shows nature types of work done by an individual in specified time. The graph is shown within the L diagram. Some advantage in this diagram is the diagram provides subsurface information, and the second is seasonal activities based on time management remain useful is geography. And disadvantage in this diagram: lengthy data operation technique, drawing of graph required a lot precision. Some uses in this graph: this graph can be used to analyze everyday's time geography and individual or groups or office or organization. And specification in this graph is only discrete data on time is required. Thank you so much.